here with Chef Cassius. Cassius, thank you so much for giving us your time. And I also want to thank this bar for giving us some time. How you pronounce the name of this bar again?
This is Wana, Navu, Kava bar out here at 500 North Raleigh Road, Fayetteville, North Carolina.
So I'm Chloe, and
I'm Casey.
we own Wana Navu Kava Bar. It's the first non-alcoholic alcohol alternative / kava bar in Fayetteville, North Carolina. We started this business a couple months ago. I'm originally from Florida.
I'm originally from Tennessee.
And we hold kava near and dear to our hearts because I've been drinking it for about 20 years. Casey here will go on to explain a little bit more about why he loves kava and some of the other drinks that we have here. Not just kava, we have kratom, we have Delta 8 and Delta 9, and kombucha and some other cool, just regular, house drinks that are either good and going to give you a buzz without the booze, or just regular and if you just want something to drink that isn't going to do anything, like coffee or tea.
For me, I've been drinking kava probably around 5 or 6 years now, probably consistently like a year and a half. I did 24 years in the military. I'm retired. 21 of my 24 years was here at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. I can tell you a little bit about my personal life. Probably about 18 months ago, I was taking 5 or 6 different medications for PTSD and anxiety. I got tired of taking all the medications and spent some time in a hospital to try to get my mind right. And so I consistently started drinking kava for about a year and a half, consistently every day, about 4 or 5 bowls of kava. And now I'm down to taking just one medication now. I do tell people kava is not a cure for PTSD or anxiety, but it helps me deal with the symptoms of it. Cope with it for myself.
Yeah. So that's it. We saw the experience that we had firsthand with the mental health part of drinking it. And we wanted to share the experience, and so that's it. We decided to open up on 500 North Raleigh Road, right outside of Post, on purpose. We strategically picked where we opened because we wanted to focus on the military and the folks that are active duty, retired, the spouses. They have just as much anxiety as the soldiers do, right? And so it's been a great experience. Great feedback from the community, from the media. I couldn't have asked for anything better.
Newspaper, everyone.
Yeah, the newspaper, the media.
Community,
yeah,
great
the community.
feedback.
It's just been awesome all around. Like I said, we have a little bit of everything. So kava, kratom, the deltas, the coffee, the tea. The majority of our products are locally sourced in North Carolina. And in saying that, almost all except for like one now are minority-owned businesses. So I think that's pretty badass. I'd love to talk about that too. Everything from racially minority to handicap minority to woman-owned, or to LGBTQ owned, or whatever. It's just some sort of a minority-owned business. So yeah, that's it.
What up, Fayetteville? What up? I appreciate y'all for having me.
And I see you sipping on something nice from this bar here.
Man, I'm sipping on something really good here. You know what I'm saying? From Wana Navu. This is filled with kratom. Wana Navu is a kava bar. Kava is a natural drink that I love very much. It can be explained when you come here. Again, 500 North Raleigh Road, Fayetteville. Come see him.
So Chef Cassius, I've been following what you're doing, especially on Instagram with your kitchen and everything. Before we even really get into you on what you're doing, everybody wants to know, what's up with the mask? We see your Instagram with the mask. What is the mask about?
Well, a lot of people think I wear the mask because, of the reasons why I'm cooking, but that's not it at all. This is who I am. You know what I mean? I am the Daft Punk of cannabis. I am the Danger Mouse of cannabis. I'm the Parliament Funkadelic of cannabis. If y'all pay attention to what I just said, I am the MF Doom of cannabis. If y'all pay attention to what I just said, these were all artists who are masked when they perform.
So that you can focus on their art and not how they look, right?
Yeah, because it's not about me, it's about my craft. It's about y'all going to space, thus the Space Kitchen.
So tell us about the Space Kitchen.
The Space Kitchen actually started in 2015 in the DC area. I'm from the Washington, DC area, born and raised. DC for life. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Southeast, what's up? DMV, what's up? Ritchie Road, what's up? PG County, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Went down to the DC area, went off like gangbusters. I blew up in a month. At that point or whatever, it held strong. I wound up moving on, keeping my business in DC thriving. I went to Philly and also South Jersey and Central Jersey. Did very well in 3 different places at one time. Quarantine knocked me out. and that was because I was not a legal business, and we'll get into that in a second if you want. You know what I'm saying? But I am a legal business now. I am a LLC. And what I meant by legal business is I was not all the way legit. I didn't take the right steps, you know what I'm saying, to go and actually make it a business. I was just out here, you know what I'm saying? So now that we're in North Carolina, I am actually North Carolina's first LLC that is cannabis infused in catering and restaurant tourism.
Well, but before we even get into the cannabis side of it, I mean, I hear you hear a lot of things about treats and people having edibles and food. One thing I noticed about you, you seem to be like an actual chef. Like you take a lot of pride in the food and everything. What's your actual food background?
Yeah, so I grew up in a cooking family. I love food, man. You know what I'm saying? Obviously from eating it, and then from creating it. And then getting the response from, the folks, you know what I mean? Oh man, this tastes so good, you know what I'm saying? To hearing nothing, which is usually a great thing. You know what I'm saying? But I come from a cooking family. My background is based in Italian. I'm versed in Italian. I'm versed in Chinese, American Chinese. I'm also versed in Spanish. I can cook whatever genre, but those three are the strongest. And yes, I like to cook, man. I like to cook anything. I'm not afraid to tackle whatever you need.
So just aside from good meat and good veggies and stuff, what exactly is it that's infused into this food?
Well, I can share this because I can't share everything.
Okay.
Y'all got to wait and go on the Space Kitchen podcast for that, because I will have a cannabis cooking show on the Space Kitchen podcast where I'll be teaching you guys what I'm about to answer. But my foods are infused from staple foods. You know what I mean? From, your sugars, your salts, your flours, your butters. I mean, everything that you cook with daily, that's what I cook with. You have a lot of edible chefs out here. I'm sorry, they're not chefs. You have a lot of people who make edibles. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean? You got people who use concentrates and just pour a shitload of concentrates, you know what I'm saying? Pour a shitload of concentrates into this drink and go here. You go and drink it, and your ass is in space, you know what I'm saying, for like 5 days and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like going crazy. And then all of a sudden you're turned off the edibles because your first edible experience was terrible because the dude that gave it to you gave you too much. That's not me. I want to create an experience where you enjoy the food and you enjoy, the experience as well. The euphoric and the eating experience all comes into one.
So what is the euphoric ingredients?
The euphoric ingredients I'm using in North Carolina right now is Delta 8. That comes from Lazy Gators Hemp Farm in Kinston, North Carolina. I source local, guys. I love to shop local. So Delta 8 THC is what's in my goods.
And what is that exactly? Because that's what people were wondering.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And I'm happy to explain that. I get that question all the time. Delta 8 THC is CBD hemp that is grown, obviously, from the ground, that is dried out and then sprayed with a THC component. Again, you can't be over 0.3% when it comes to THC in the state of North Carolina, so it's well within those ranges. The good thing about Delta 8 THC, what people don't realize, for all my cannabis smokers out there, and I'm definitely one, you got your gas, you got your premium gas. We all know about that. But remember back in the day, you know what I'm saying, when you had your good mids, you had that creeper bud, you know what I'm saying? You'll smoke the bud and shit, and like 20 minutes later, you be like, man, it's some bullshit. And then all of a sudden, like 40 minutes, like, what the fuck? You know, that's Delta 8. Delta 8 is kind of like creeper bud. You know what I'm saying? It's going to give you that effect. It's going to give you the satisfaction that you deserve, and it's fairly priced. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have the funds for the gas, man, go get you some Delta 8, man. You can be just as happy, I promise you, and you will be absolutely astonished when you get Space Kitchen pizza.
So one thing I've seen is in the past couple of years with the CBD, I mean, you go on every street and there's a store that says Delta 8 CBD. How do you feel about the explosion of like the stores and people being able to, at least get to the CBD? I know you from DC. DC is a whole nother world, but even down here, how do you feel about the explosion of that and people being able to get to the CBD and the Delta 8 and the benefits of that?
When I first moved down here in 2020, I was shocked. I gotta be honest. I didn't know, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't think that, I knew cannabis was still illegal here in North Carolina. I didn't know about Delta 8. And to see all the stores down here, that's what gave me my push to really get back out here down here. Once I saw that, I immediately went to the health department and I asked the health department, yo, what's up with that? And they literally told me, in office, we have no jurisdiction over Delta 8, how it's consumed or created. Have fun. I was like, what? I'm down. And since Christmas, it's been that.
That's incredible. That's incredible. So what are your plans? Like I said, I see your kitchen and what you're cooking. What are your plans to, like, connect it to the people? Are the people asking, like, how can they get their hands on it? And
Well, if you want to get your hands on Space Kitchen, you just go to Space Kitchen Podcast on Instagram. Space Kitchen Podcast on Instagram. On there, you can see how I create. You can see what I have going on. Whatever you see, it's available. You can grab it. You know what I'm saying? Just hit me up. I have my numbers on there. I have the DMs, obviously. You can go to Space Kitchen Podcast on Instagram to get and grab everything I have. Also, I have a YouTube channel, Space Kitchen Podcast. It will be launching in April, starting with the Live in Bull City concert. That's on April the 8th, 2023 in Durham. This is a Delta 8 infused cannabis concert that is a music showcase. I got 7 artists, hot. Fayetteville's in the house performing. Raleigh's in the house performing. We got a couple folks, man. Shout out to William Prize, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Two Strap, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dipsy D out there, you know what I'm saying, doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the 2-6, because they're going to be representing. I need y'all in the house, 2-6, you know what I'm saying? So y'all come out April 8th. Back to the podcast. Go to Space Kitchen Podcast on both IG and YouTube.
well, let's you talked a lot right there, but look, the first thing I want to talk about is what you were talking about with this show. That's why I really wanted to have you on here. We deal with the artists, and I know most artists are pretty much people who promote cannabis and everything too. So I think that's incredible that you like doing the show and you want to reach out to them. So where is that going to actually be at on April 8th?
That's a secret location.
Okay.
You guys, again, go to Space Kitchen Podcast. Hit me up in the DMs. It's also on Eventbrite, but it's invite only. So again, go to Space Kitchen Podcast on Instagram, and I got you. You guys can show up. You guys can show out.
So that's the next thing part of that I wanted to get into, the Space Kitchen Podcast. Sounds like you do a lot on there, including even actually cooking some of the food. So people will need to follow you on there. Where do they follow that podcast at? And just tell us more about the Space Kitchen Podcast, what they can expect from that, because we really want people to go subscribe and go watch that, so that way they even know about the event that's coming up on April and everything through that.
The Space Kitchen Podcast is cannabis, comedy, music. All right, those things is the trifecta for me. So you got your cannabis cooking class, where I take you on a culinary experience when it comes to cooking with cannabis, infusing different items. You also have the comedy part. Shout out to my man, the Floating Spaceman on Instagram. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? He's my comedy guy. He does his thing. You know what I'm saying? He has the comedy reels. He does comedy skits. He's off the chain. And then we got the music. I am a professional musician myself. You know what I mean? I'm a saxophonist, pianist. I read and write music. I can produce. I'm retired. I'm cooking now. But you know what I'm saying? I love to support my local artists. You know what I'm saying? Not just local artists, but just indie artists. Because I was one myself at one point in time, doing my best to get out here and make some waves. So I want to try. I created a platform to also help my local artists and music artists have another leg up when it comes to more eyes on them. I really do care about you guys getting out there. You know what I'm saying? It's not about me. It's just about the love. So if you guys want to get on the Space Kitchen Podcast, I'm not like some of these other cats, shout out to them, but I'm not charging y'all to come on my joint. You know what I'm saying? For what? You know what I mean? Come on my joint, get some shine, and let's all live. You know what I'm talking about?
That's dope. So how can they reach out to you if they want to get on that podcast?
If you want to get on the podcast, again, go to Instagram and hit up Space Kitchen Podcast on Instagram. And from that point and what have you, you can, you know what I'm saying, you can hit me up and I'll I'll put you on. Also, you know, on my Instagram page, I also promote and showcase a lot of the artists in my stories and on my posts, you know, when I have my events and things of that nature. So you're going to get a lot of shine from me. And I again, I do this from my heart. I ask for nothing. I want y'all to succeed. You know what I'm saying? So y'all come on through, man. I got y'all.
Dope. Chef, we appreciate you, man. Is there any shout outs you want to give, any inspirational words you want to give, or anything else you want to add before we wrap this up?
I do want to say something. Shout out to Fayetteville. Shout out to the 2-6. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm an outsider. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have accepted this DC dude here. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? This is my second home. You know now, and I thank y'all for real. 2-6. That's really all I want to thank at this point is 2-6. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are number one. Y'all my day ones out here, man. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? This wouldn't be possible without y'all.
Appreciate you, man.